The idea for the 𝘱𝘳𝘢𝐄𝐑 project came from a vacation in Patagonia. We found incredibly beautiful landscapes and unspoilt nature. But we also found pollution. Pollution on the beaches, in the fjords, the areas around the beaches. We found ropes, so many ropes. That caught my attention, and so I asked the locals. The answer hurt me. They said it was waste. As we here at 𝘱𝑚berplast are dedicated to the circular economy, for me, plastic is never waste, never. I asked why the ropes were waste, and the answer was that they cannot be recycled. So I returned from this vacation with a lot of photos and memories, as well as some ropes in my suitcase. Then, here at 𝘱𝑚berplast, we started looking at the problem and worked on the idea of cleaning up Patagonia. That was the aim of the project. It was very difficult and complex. There were logistical and technical challenges.
We are processing material from fish farming and fishing companies from the Patagonia region of the south of Chile. They are very tough materials to process since they are, of course, built by very clever people not ever to break. And the first thing we have to do is to break them apart to reduce the size. And we needed to do this in an economical and high volume way. And that's why we decided to go on with Lindner on the Micromat 1500. As I said, the first stage of our recycling process is the shredding. And we needed to do this for very strong contaminated materials. So we needed a very tough and reliable machine. Lindner was the best alternative we could find, and we decided to go on with the acquisition of our Micromat. We received our machine in January 2020. Just a few days, the pandemic hit our country. Our borders were closed and there was no possible way for the Lindner team to travel and visit us to commission the machine. So they were flexible enough to find new ways to set up the machine remotely, and we have been very happy that everything worked like clockwork, and our machine has been running smoothly for the past six months now. We are achieving outputs of over 1,000 kilos an hour of shredded nets and shredded ropes transformed, in this case, in filaments. Our product is recycled pelletized material which we use ourselves for the injection molding of pallets, crates, and other high-volume industrial products. I'd say that one of the things that really is important for us is collaboration. And I think that's the only way to solve these new and hard problems that we face as a society. So the collaboration we have received from Lindner since the beginning of the project until now, and on a daily basis, with all the challenges we are facing with new, tough to recycle material, that's one of the things that I most appreciate about the relationship we have built with Lindner, and that's why we are very confident on continue working with Lindner in the future.
I am Peter Dodler, Managing Director and owner of Dali Plastics and Kuroda BV. Both companies work in plastic recycling. Dali Plastics is mostly involved in the collection, logistics, and processing of waste film. That is, pre-sorting and getting it ready for the plastics recovery industry. We collect about 60,000 metric tons of waste film per year, including agricultural film. So, first, the agricultural film is collected with a mobile crane or with open skids that we install on farms. Then the material is transported to Dali Plastics in Zutphen. There, the material is weighed and unloaded. At that time, it is already visually pre-sorted using a crane with sorting cloth. We chose Lindner shredders for agricultural films because, with them, non-shreddables are no big deal. Iron parts are easily sorted out, and we have no huge losses. With the safety clutch located inside the Lindner shredder, we have the advantage that it simply stops when there is non-shreddables inside. We open the maintenance door, and it's very easy, since the material that's still present in the shredding chamber is pushed forward. You just roll back the cutting system slightly and take out the foreign object. Close the maintenance door, and you can continue as usual. The facility is designed with a conveyor belt feeder. The material is pre-sorted with an electric mini digger and put on the conveyor belt, which is controlled automatically by the 𝘱𝘳𝘢𝘳 2200. It then shreds the material to an A4 size. It's important that the material is a certain size. We can't have too many fines, because they would be sorted out further down the line. The material from the Jupiter shredder then passes over a conveyor belt under the overbelt magnets. It is then transported up to the sorting systems, which are located approximately 8.5 meters overhead. The ballistic separator separates the 2D from the 3D material. Material that rolls or jumps moves to the back, and the material that lays flat on the conveyor belt is moved to the front and then passes under the NIR sorters. The material that now behaves as 2D material is evenly distributed over the conveyor belts and passes under the NIR sensors at 3 meters per second. The NIR sensors then scan the material at 2 lanes at a time. Everything that is not LDPE or LLPE is shot out and is later transported to a conveyor belt to a storage area. The other material that was conveyed by the sorting system is then transported to the designated storage area. The bales are then taken out of the storage area and transported to the micromat. We have 4 micromat shredders in the facility. They easily shred 1.5 to 2 metric tons per hour. The material expelled by the shredder has a particle size of 50 millimeters and is transported by a tube to a buffer silo, and then to an extruder where we plasticate and homogenize the material and take it to a laser filter. At the extruder's front end, the material is filtered again, this time to 90 microns using a belt filter, so that we can guarantee that the material is clean and can be turned back into film. This is our specialty, that we can say, thanks to the homogeneity, the stability, and a lot of mixed-in stretch film, which gives the material a certain elasticity, that we have very strong film with the same performance as virgin material. The only difference is the way it looks.